Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Vicky and today you're joining me to make this super sparkly, really beautiful Aster pendant. The pendant is made up of 6 little bezels before joining together between each one and then building up the back and the front to get a really sturdy pendant. As you can see, you can flop it around. It's very cool. I've played with this one a lot though, so but it's still holding its shape, so that's really good. I've added some chain to my pendant, but you could add a rope if you wish. And yes, that's what we're making today. So let's take a look at what we need. So on my mat today, I have 2 size 11 seed beads. I have a colour A and a colour B, which I've marked out with these little letter beads just to help me remember which one I'm supposed to be picking up when it comes to making the piece. I've got a size 15 seed bead, a 3 and a 4 mil bicone, some 5 by 10 mil Navette stones in claw settings. I've got a 6 mil non-hot fix Preciosa Rose Maxima stone, but I'll check the name of that in case I'm just making that up as I go along. I will check that out and put that in the description box along with everything else and the amount you need. You'll notice I've got 2 stones on my mat. Now in this piece I have used these low back cabochons which have quite a domed top. These are from beading school, so they're called low back cabochons on their website, but I do know that they're available in like an Austrian crystal, but I don't think they're called that, but I will check out what they are called and link that too in case you want to know you want to use the Austrian ones. But I think these are really pretty and I really like the quality of this stone. It's fabulous. But if you don't have any of these and you do have some 10 mil Rivolis, you can use a 10 mil Rivoli in the bezel, but I just want to say it will sit a bit lower than the low back cabochon because it's not as domed. I'm also waiting for some of the Lotus chatons in a 10 mil to come, and then I want to have a little play with them as well and see how they work, and I'll link them once I know if they work or not. I will pop that in the description box too, just to let you know what's what, or on the comments. or I might just put a new piece on my Instagram story, so if you don't follow me on Instagram or Facebook, pop yourself over to my socials, and if you give me a follow you'll be able to see when I do that. So okay, I've got a size 12 needle and I'm using some 6 pound fire line, and that's everything we need today, so let's get started. Okay, so as I said, this is how the bezel looks when we first made it. It starts off in double right angle weave before we then add a little bit of netting, and then we do some double right angle weave along the sides, and then we build up the top once we popped in the stone. We'll make all the bezels separately and then join them together. I am using a arm's length of thread, well just past an arm's length of thread, which is pretty much from your fingertips to your nose. Obviously everyone's arm's length is going to be a little bit different, but I've just gone a little bit past because I want to leave all my little threads on. Once I've woven off my tails, I want to leave all my little threads on because I'm going to join them all together with the little threads. I just found it was a bit easier, and though it was a little bit messy with threads for a minute, it actually worked out quite well, and then I weave them in and start a new thread to continue with the rest of the pattern. So leave all your threads attached as you go, and then we'll get to that bit together. So to start, we're going to pick up 4 colour A, like so, and I'm going to drop them all the way down my thread, and I'm going to leave about a 10 centimetre tail to weave in, and then I'm going to take my needle back up all 4 beads again from the tail end, like so, and then I'm going to go up 2 again just to make a little ring of these beads and pull tight. You may have to maneuver them into place if they don't want to go, like so. But there we go. So we have this little first right angle weave unit, but now we're going to make this into a double right angle weave unit. So I'm going to pick up 1 colour B and I'm coming out to this colour A. I'm just going to take my needle straight into the next colour B. Pull through. So this colour B is now sitting between these two colour A's. And I'm going to do that again. Pick up colour B and go into the next colour A. And then I'm just going to repeat that twice more. And now your unit should look like this. And we're just going to step up into that first colour B that we've just added, like so. I'm now going to pick up two colour A, and I'm going to go straight into the next colour B along, so that you have these two colour A sitting between these two colour Bs. And then I'm going to repeat that 3 more times. Just adding my last 2 into the first colour B that I started from, like so. So now you should have 4 sets of 2 between the colour B beads, 4 sets of 2 colour A between the colour B. I'm going to step up into the first colour A of a set of 2, like so. And then we're going to pick up 1 colour B and go into the next colour A of that set of 2, like so. Now I'm going to pick up another colour B, and I'm going to jump over this colour B that we've used previously and go into the first colour A of this next set of 2. And then I'm going to repeat this all the way around, adding colour Bs between the sets of 2 all the way around for a total of 8 colour B beads. I'm just adding my last colour B into that first colour A that we started from. And now I have these 8 little beads sitting all the way around. I'm going to step up into that first colour B that we added. I'm going to pick up 2 colour A and just go straight into the next colour B along, like so. And then I'm going to repeat that all the way around for a total of 8 sets of 2 colour A. Just adding in my last set of 2 into that first colour B that we started from. And I'm going to step up into the first colour A of this set of 2. And your piece should look like this now. I'm going to pick up 1 colour B. I'm going to go through the next colour A of this set of 2, through the next colour B and into the next first A of the next set of 2. Like so. So we're just going to be adding these B beads in between the sets of 2. We're not going to be putting one over these other B beads from previous. So again, just pick up 1 B, colour B, and go through the colour A into the colour B from the previous rounds and into the next colour A of the next set of 2. Repeat that all the way around. I'm just adding in my last colour B between this set of 2 colour A's, going into the next colour B along, and then through the A and through the first colour B we've just added in that round we've just done. And now it should look like this. Okay, so now we're going to build up the sides of this bezel. So working in double raw now, we're going to pick up 4 colour A, and I'm coming out of this colour B. I'm just going to go straight back into the one I'm coming out of from the opposite side and pull through. So these 4 B beads are now sitting around this colour. These 4 A beads, sorry, are sitting around this colour B. I'm going to take my needle up into the first one of the A beads, and then I'm going to pick up 1 B and go into the next A of that set of 4 that we've just added. Make it sit nice. It's come a bit loose. There we go. Like so. So we've now added this little side bead on. I'm now going to pick up another one and go into the next A along, and then I'm going to pick up one more and go into the next A along. I'm now going to jump this B and go into this first A, and that's so that this B is the same as all of these, that the A beads will sit closer together. So I'm going to go through this first A like so, and as you can see now, that's joined them above this one, so that unit all looks the same all the way around. I'm now going to go into that first B bead that we've just added, like so. So if you look at my unit that I've just added, I have these 4 B beads, and I consider that to be the bottom, the top and 2 sides. And to add our next unit, we want to be coming out of a side B bead, to which we are, and we're coming out of, in the terms I use, at the top of this B bead. So to add our next unit, we're going to pick up 3 A beads, and we're going to take our needle into the next bottom B with our needle coming towards the unit we've just made, like so. And then I'm going to pick up one colour A and go into the B we started from. So back up the B we started from, like so. And that will give you your 4 A beads like here. So we've got 3 there because we're coming out the top, and we want to use this one as our bottom bead, and this is our joining side bead. I'm now going to go into the first A that I've just added in that set of 3. I'm now going to pick up one B and add in the top B bead, like so. I'm going to pick up one B and go into the next A bead to add in the next side bead. And then, as we did here where we jumped the B bead, we're going to jump this B bead and go through the next A, like so. And then we're going to jump this side bead as well, because we need that to match up to this one here, the same, so it's like the A beads are closest together. And give it a little pull tight. And now you can see we've got these 2 units of double right angle weave that are joined together by this side bead. And there's the bottom, the top and the 2 side beads. So now we want to weave around to come out of this side bead here. Like so. Now I'm coming out of the bottom of this side bead now. So I'm going to pick up one colour A, and I'm going to go into the next bottom bead along, bottom B bead, pull through. It will start to curve now. When we do this one, it's going to curve up, so I may twist it round to show you the way it looks on the other side in a minute. I'm going to pick up 3 A beads, and I've come out the bottom of this side bead here, so I'm now going to take my needle down into that side bead. So we're going down into this one, and as you can see, I've now added my 4 A beads again here. So there's the 1 and the 3. I'm going to go through the next A bead, the first A bead I added, into the bottom B bead, like so, and into the first A of the set of 3, like so. I'm now going to pick up one B and go into the next A along, and that will become our side bead. It's a little bit harder to see on this unit, but I think you'll be fine with this if you've got this one in. It's kind of the same thing but just in reverse. I'm going to pick up one B and I'm going to the next A along, And then as before, I'm going to jump this B bead and go into this A. I'm going to jump that B bead and go into that A. And then I'm going to pull tight. And as you can see, I now have 3 units and they're all joined together by these side beads. And then I'm going to go up into that new side bead there, like so. So we've got these 3 units all joined together, and now I'm coming out the top of this B bead. So this is going to be our next bottom bead. So I'm going to use the way I did the second unit by picking up the 3 and coming back towards the unit and then picking up the 1. And then I'm going to repeat it. Once that unit's done, I will repeat the 3rd unit on the next one. And you'll not alternate them all the way around. Hold fire when you get to your last one, because it's just a tiny bit different. Not by much, but just a tiny bit. So stay there, wait for me, and we'll work through that one together. Okay, so I'm about to add in my last unit, and you can see I'm coming out at the top of this side B bead, and I'm pretty much sure we should all be coming out the top. If you're coming out the bottom, you may want to just have a little look at what you've done, because you should have been alternating them from that first one onwards, and you should really be coming out the top of the side bead. So as normal, if I'm coming out the top, I'm going to pick up 3A and bring my needle through the B bead, the last one, like so. I'm going to pick up 1A and go up the B bead we started from, like so. I'm going to go into the first A of the set of 3. I'm going to add the B bead between beads 1 and 2 of the set of 3, like so, which is our top bead. But for our side bead, we're going to join now to this side bead on this first unit that we made, remember the one we did with the 4 and then the B beads. We're going to join our side bead to these beads to that bead. So just coming out of this second A of this set of 3, I'm going to go through that B bead that's on that first double row, and then I'm going to take my needle into the next A of that set of 3A along. Let me go to the other side. Let me put my needle through there so I can turn it around so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to pull that tight so you can see that unit now is joined to that one. I'm going to jump this B, this bottom B, and go through the next single A that we've just added. I'm going to jump this B because that's the one we started this unit from, and I'm going to go through the next A and into the top B, like so, and then pull tight and everything should join up nicely. And you should have this little bezel made out of 2 different colours of seed bead, size 11 seed beads, and you should now be coming out of this top B. I'm going to pop in my stone. So, but I will just say, I'll pop in this Rivoli so you can see that it does work the same, and everything will flatten down onto it. So it is, if you want to use a 10mm Rivoli, you can. Just try and pop it out now. There we go. So I'm going to use the low back cabochon. So popped in my low back cabochon like that. And now I'm going to pick up 1 3mm bicone coming out of this top B bead. I'm going to pick up 1 3mm bicone and go straight into the next top B bead along. I'm going to repeat that again, picking up 1 3mm bicone and going into the next top B bead along. And then I'm going to repeat that all the way around. I'm just adding in my last bicone into the first size 11 we started from. I'm just going to give that a little pull tight. Be aware that these crystals can be sharp and they can cut your thread, so be gentle with your thread. I'm going to take my needle through the first bicone we added, like so. I'd recommend not pulling your thread tight through the bicones. That is how thread snap, to be honest. So just be careful when you've got your thread coming out the bicones. We're now going to pick up one size 15 and go into the next bicone along. I'm just going to pop that down. You may have to use your thumb or your finger to push it down, but they will go. They may sit up a little bit to start with, but once we add on the little 15s around the edge, you'll find that they pop back up, so they pop into place. So don't be too alarmed by that. And then I'm just going to have 15s between bicones all the way around. I've just added in my last 15. Like I said, they may need to be pushed down and they may be a bit loose, but don't be tempted to pull through next to the bicone. We're going to step into the colour B of the size 11 that we use to add our bicones. So step into that one and then give it a little bit of a tug. And they should then all sit really nice, like so. Okay, coming out of this size 11, either side of the bicone, I'm going to pick up 4 15s and I'm going to go into the next 11 along, the same ones we used to add our bicones, and then I'm going to repeat that all the way around, picking up 4 15s and just going into the next 11 along, like so. You're going to do that all the way around. I'm just adding in my last 4 15s, going into the 11 I started from, like so. Now I'm going to go through the first 2 15s of the first set of 4, like so. Then I'm going to pick up 1 15 and I'm going to go down the 2 15s, through the 11 and up the next 2 15s. Through the 11 and up the next 2 15s. There we go. So now you have this little point bead that sits between these 2 sets of 2, that is essentially our 4. And we're just going to add a point bead between each set of 4. So just add a middle 15 between each set of 4. And I'm just adding in my last 15 between my 4, the middle of my 4, like so. And there you go, you have your first bezel is complete. So now I'm going to weave down my beads, down my my double right angle weave to come out of this one of these beads here. So these they would have been the bottom B beads of when we were adding our raw unit, our double raw units along the sides. That would have been one of the bottom B units, B beads even. So let me just scoot through to them. Obviously follow the thread path. Like so. Until you're coming out of this unit, like so. Okay, so now you want to make 5 more of these bezels, weave in your tails and keep your little threads. As you can see, I haven't got much thread left on this now, but I am going to use this little bit of thread to join to my next little bezel before weaving it in. Obviously, if you want to carry on with longer threads, that's you do what's comfortable for you, but that's the way I'm gonna show you how to do it. So make your next 5 and then we'll rejoin to start joining things together. Okay, so now I'm going to start joining my bezels. I'm coming out of this seed bead here on the B bead of the seed beads of the 11s. I'm going to pick up 1 3mm bicone, 1 size 11 and 1 3mm bicone, like so. I'm going to pick up my next bezel. And now I'm coming out with the thread on this size 11 there, so I don't want to go through either of these 2. I want to leave a gap of them 2, so I'm going to use this size 11 here and I'm going to go into that with my needle to join this bezel to this one. So leaving a gap between of 2 bottom bee beads, and then your third one along will have your next thread coming out for your next join. So that was a bicone, a size 11 and a bicone. So let me put that on my hand so you can see that better, like so. And then I'm going to pick up a bicone, and I should say I've used my bee beads here, my bee colour, and so it's a bicone, a size 11 and a bicone again, and I'm just going to go back into that size 11 that I started from, like so, and pull tight. So they're now joined with these bicones, bee beads bicones. I'm going to go into the first bicone I added, like so. I'm now going to miss this a size 11 and go into the next bicone along and through the bottom bee on the next bezel, and then I'm going to pull that tight, and which is causing this bee bead to kind of pop up, so it's kind of like waving to say hello. Now it's popped up. I'm going to repeat that again by going into the bicone, missing the bee bead and going into the next bicone on the second set that we added, and then back into the bee that we started from originally when we started adding our bicones, like so, and pull tight, and now that should be popping up on this side. Okay, so that's how it should look. Now, as I said, I've left these 2 seed bees empty here, these next 2 size 11s, but I'm just gonna, I'll weave that thread in a second, but to add your next bezel along, I'm just gonna add my needle to this, now to this thread. So leaving them 2 empty, here I am coming out of this bottom 11 with these in between, and I'm just going to repeat what we've just done there, picking up the bicone, the size 11 and the bicone. I'm going to get my next bezel. I'm coming out with the thread here on this one, leaving these 2 empty, so I'm going to use this bottom size 11 here, like so. And then I'm going to pick up the bicone, the size 11 and the bicone, and go back into the 11 I started from on this second bezel. Like so. And I'm just going to repeat going through the bicones and missing the size 11s to get them to pop up on this one. And there we go. I have to give that a little extra pull. So there we go. Now you can see that they're sitting not quite next to each other, so they're kind of curving round now because we've been missing, let's pull it up, these 2 seed beads between each one. So we're now going to join the other 3 bezels to these ones. So again, I'm going to move on and come out of this thread and join my next one, and finally I will end with my 6th thread. Will go into the first one that we added, and then we're going to weave off all them threads, unless you want to carry on with them. That is equally just as fine, but I'm going to weave all mine off, so I'll catch up with you guys in a sec. Okay, so I've joined together all my bezels now. I've added new thread, and I'm coming out of this middle size 11 on the outside of these bicones. So this middle one here between these 2 bicones, I'm coming out of that one. I'm going to pick up 115, 1 3mm bicone and 115, like so. And let me just turn my piece over so you can see where I'm going into. I'm going to take my needle straight into this size 11, this bottom size 11 of that double raw unit, and it's the next one along from the one we've used to join here. So I'm going to go into that one here, like so. There we go, like that. And then I'm going to weave around to come out of this size 11. So I'm leaving the 2 like we've done here, leaving them 2 here as well, and I'm going to come out of this size 11 here. So you're going to have to weave through your beads. It may take a minute. This bezel's quite tight, so just take your time, there's no rush, but weave your way through. Okay, so I've weaved through my beads. I went up and then down to come out to this size 11, and now I'm just going to repeat this step here. I'm going to pick up 115, 1 3mm bicone and 115, and I'm going to go into that middle 11 that is between the bicones on the next join, and then I'm going to pick up 115, 1 3mm bicone, 115, and go into that 11 that is the next one along from the one we've used to do our join, to be able to leave the 2 11s empty before weaving round to this one. Go in, so like so, and pull tight, and you can see that's the 11 we used our join, and this is the 11 we're going into. And you should have a bicone either side with 15s either side of this 11 between these bicones. We're going to repeat that all the way around now, adding in the 15 bicone 15, and then going through the 11 and adding the 15 bicone 15 and going into the 11 before weaving round, missing them 2 to this 11 here, until you get back to this one, and then you will just add that in as if you were doing the first one on any other given joiny bit. Okay. Okay, so now your piece should look like this. You have bicones. If I just turn it over, it's a bit easier to see. So you have bicones joining the tops of your components, your bezels, and these bicones here. I'm now coming out of this size 11 where we first added our first 15 bicone 15, and I'm going to weave around the join to come out of this 11 here. So I'm just going to weave around through the bicones of the join, of the first join we did, the middle joins. I'm going to weave through there, through the size 11 on the component, through the next bicone and into that next 11. Like so. Okay, I'm actually going to work on the back because it doesn't really matter, because what we're going to be using now are these 2 seed beads we left empty on the inside of our components, and this seed bead here, this size 11 here. So we're just going to be using them seed beads going forward. So I'm going to work this side for now, and to start with we're going to pick up 1 4mm bicone, and we're going to, coming out of this seed here, this bottom seed of this 4 bicone join, I'm just going to go into the first one of them 2 that we left empty essentially when we joined our components. So straight into that first one there, like so, and pull through. So that bicone is now sat between that 11 and this 11. I'm now going to pick up 3 colour B size 11s. Now what I can say is you can use the colours whichever way you want. If you just wanted to carry on in A's, you could. If you wanted to carry on in all B's, that's completely up to you. That's for you to play with. But I'm going to now pick up 3 colour B's, and I'm going to go into that next 11 along on the component, like so. So that gives me these little 3, kind of like just a little arc of beads. I'm now going to pick up 1 4mm bicone and go into the next 11 between the 3mm bicones along, like so. So now you can see I've put a bicone this side, then the 3 11s, and then a bicone this side. I'm now going to repeat from here to here all the way around. So we'll be starting with the 4mm bicone now, going into that 11, add the 3 into that 11, and then pick up the next bicone. And you're going to work all the way around until you get back to adding the last bicone here. I'm just adding in that last bicone into the first 11 that we started from. Last 4mm bicone. There we go. So now you should have 2 bicones either side of the 11 near the 3mm bicones, and these 3 11s between them 2 size 11s we left when we were joining all our components. We're now going to weave through to come out of the middle 11 of the first 3 11s we've just added. So through the bicone, into the next 11, and then through the 2 11s of the 3. Like so. So I'm now coming out of that middle 11 of them first 3 11s we added. We're now going to add the navette stones. So we're going to pick up 2 colour A 11s. Now, because I'm working on the back, I'm going to pick up my navette stones via the back. So with the open claw bit looking towards me, I'm going to go through like that, because if you're working on the front though, obviously you'll pick them up front ways, but because I'm working on the back, I'm going to go that way. And then I'm going to pick up 2 11s. Oh, just got a little knot in my thread. Let me just get rid of that. There we go. And then 2 colour A 11s. Okay, so you can see I've picked up 2 colour A 11s, the navette with the back facing me, and 2 colour A 11s. And I'm going to go straight into the next middle colour B of the 11s on this 3. So the middle of the 3, the middle colour B, and pull your needle through, and it should sit like that. And we're now going to repeat that all the way around, adding 2 11s colour A, the navette stone, and 2 11s colour A before going into the next middle B of the next set of 3. I'm just adding in my last 2 11s, navette 2 11s, and going into the 11, the colour B 11 that I started from, like so. And I should have 6 navettes in place like that. Obviously they're a bit loose and they're wibbling around, but let's not worry about that right now because we're going to make that better. So weave forward into the first 11 that you've just added, so the first one of the first 2 before the navette, like so. And now we're going to pick up 3 size 11 seeds in colour A, like so. Oh, that's 4. Let's take one off. There we go. That's 3. And we're going to go into the unused hole, so which would be essentially, if you think that part is the top of the navette, the inside, the bottom hole of the navette, we're just going to go straight into that unused hole. So coming out of this size 11, picking up 3 and going into that unused hole of the navette, and pull tight. And now you can see that these 3 11s are now sat almost along the side of the navette. We're now going to pick up 3 11s colour A, and we're going to go into the first 11, or technically it'd be, I guess it'd be the fourth 11 because we've had these 2, then these 2, but this 11, this A coloured 11 before the B coloured 11 that we used to add this bit on, we're going to go into that one there, like so. And pull tight, and then we're going to go through the B coloured 11 and into the next A coloured 11 of the first set of 2 before the navette. So like so. So I'm coming out of here now, but you can see I've got these sets of 3 either side of my navette, and they're coming out of these A beads up here. We're going to repeat that all the way around, adding these sets of 3 11s. Okay, I'm just about to add my last 3 11s into place. So I've picked up my last 3, I'm coming out this side of the navette, and I'm going to go into that 11 and through the colour B11, like so. And pull tight. So each one should have these, essentially they'll be sitting side by side, these 3 sets of 11 side by side next to the navettes. Okay, so I'm coming out this colour B, I'm going to go into the colour A we've just used to add our first 3 and down the first 3 that we added, like so. I'm now going to pick up 3 15s and I'm going to go up the first one of this previous set of 3. So the 3 that's sitting before the one I'm coming out of, essentially. So this one here. So this previous set of 3 into that one, like so, to create a little set of 3, like a little picot on the end there. So we've got these 3 little 15s now sitting there, and then I'm going to go into the bead, so I'm coming out of this one here, this 11. I'm going to go into the 3rd bead on this set of 3 we've just used to come down. I'm going to go into that bead to join them 2 together. So now these 2 size 11s are joined together here, and they've got these 3 15s here. I'm going to go through my navette stone and into the first 11 after the navette stone. So this first one of this set of 3 on the other side of the navette stone, like so. And then I'm going to join, because it's,
sorry, I'm not sure.
And then I'm going to join these 2 11s here, like we've just done here, but obviously we've already put the 15s on here. We will do that, but we're just going to join these first because of the way I'm coming out. So go down the 11 kind of next to that one, pick up 3 15s, like so, go back up the one we've just started from, to add our little picot, pull everything tight, get it all nice, like so. Back down the 11 next to this one that's already joined, and through the navette and into the first 11 after the navette. Like so. So now you can see these little picots are sitting up nice, and we're starting to join our piece, and this is going to give us the back where we're going to add some bicones in the minute before we can turn over and make the bezel on the front. So carry on joining your 2 11s and adding your 3 15s, as in this one, all the way around. I'm just adding in my last 3 15s. I'm going through my navette into the 11, and then I'm going to weave around down that next 11 here and through 2 of the 15s, turn that round, 2 of these 15s, and that's where I'm going to stop. Okay, so you can see we've got all these 15s now, 1 2 3 4 5 6 sets of 15s, like so. And now we're just going to join them together with a 3mm bicone. So we're going to pick up 1 3mm bicone, and we're just going to go into the next middle 15 along, like so. Have I gone the wrong side? Oh, I've gone the wrong way. Back out. that way I'm supposed to be going. There we go. Next 15 along. Easy to do. And then we're going to repeat that all the way around for a total of 6 3mm bicones. Just go in between the middle 15s all the way around. I'm just adding the last one. I'm going back into the one I started from, the 15 I started from. Oop, caught. It's easy to get caught on this piece because there's a lot of things that get caught around. And there we go. Pull tight. Remember to pull tight through your seed and not your bicone. Okay, I'm just going to go through all them bicones again just to reinforce that round. So just taking your needle through the bicones and the 15s again, just to tighten everything up nicely. Okay, so I'm still coming out of this middle bicone here, this middle seed, sorry. So I'm now going to push my needle through so I'm coming out of the other side of my piece. So I'm just taking my needle through like that, so I'm actually coming out of the other side of my piece, and that's what it should look like on the top now. Okay, so this is what the top should look like, and I'm coming out of this 15 that I've just used to add our bicones there, and I've pushed everything up because we want everything to sit up all nice and pretty. So now I'm going to pick up 3 15s, 1 3mm bicone and 3 15s. I'm coming out of this middle 15 there. I'm going to take my needle directly into the point 15. Oh, hang on a minute, we dropped one. The point 15 on the component, like so. So you can see now that's joining this 15 here on the back to this 15 here on the component. Then I'm going to pick up 1 15 and I'm going to come down, I'm going to miss that first 15 there, and I'm going to come down 2 15s, the bicone and 2 15s. So missing that first 15, like so. And pull through, and then I'm going to pick up 1 15 and I'm going to go back into the 15 I started from, which is the ones that joined our 3mm bicones on the back, like so. So now you can see we've got these 15s either side of this 15 and either side of this 15, and I'm going to weave round and I'm going to do that all the way around, adding in 3 15s, a bicone, 3 15s to join to the point bead that is facing the 15 will be, the middle 15 will be coming out of on the back bit. Okay, so I've just added on my last 3 15s, bicone, 3 15s, come back round and added my last single ones on either side here, and that is how your piece should be looking now. And I'm still coming out of that 15 in the middle, next to the bicones in the middle, the ones we used to add them 3mm bicones earlier on the back. And now I'm just going to take my needle up into that first 15 that we added when we added our 3 15s, bicone 3 15s, and pull through. Now I'm going to pick up 3 size 11s, colour A, and I'm going to take my needle down this 15 that kind of sits after the navette. So these 2 15s are attached to the single 15s around our bicone, you know, between our bicones here. I'm going to go down the next one along of them ones, like so, so that these 3 11s I'm adding will sit kind of in front of the navette. Oh, there. There we go, like so. So you can see that these 3 11s are now sitting in front of our navette, and it's joining our 15s together here. So the two here, well the one here is now attached to this one here using these 311s. I'm going to just take my needle up the 15 that's next to the one we've just used. So I'm not going back into the 15 that's between the bicone, I'm just going straight into the one that is next to the one we've just used. Like so. And pull tight. And then I'm just going to repeat adding them 311s again and going down into the next one along of them 215s that sit either side of the one between the bicones. Okay. Oh, can't get hold of my needle. Pull down. There we go, and pull tight. And just continue doing that all the way around. Just go back up into the next 15 and then add your 311s, and you're going to do that and you should have a total of six sets of 311s. I'm just adding in my last 311s and down into that 15. Like so. You will feel that your piece has now really started to stiffen. As you can see, I can hold mine by the thread and let it spin. So we're coming down into that 15. You're going to go up the next 15 that you've used to put this first 3 on and through 2 of the 11s. So you have to really like look in to see what you're doing. It might be a little bit hidden. I'm hoping you guys can see what I'm doing here. There we go. Through that 15, pull tight. So this is really tight now. You want to keep giving it a little pull because you really do want to feel like that tension is, this is the key to the tension on your whole piece. And then you're going to go up through the first 2 of them 11s. Like so. Okay. Now we're going to take our little flat back stone. I believe if you had a point back stone, you could probably use that too, but I didn't have any 6mm point back stones. Though I did try it with a pearl, and I thought the pearl would look quite nice too, but you would have to stabilize the pearl in the middle, so you would have to go through the hole so it didn't just pop out. There's my little flat back I've just placed in now, and now I'm just going to add a single size 11 colour A between the middle 11s of the sets of 3. So I've picked up one and I'm just going to go straight into the next middle one along. And I'm just going to pull tight. And I'm just going to complete that all the way around, adding in 1 11 between the middle 11s of the sets of 3. Just adding in my last one. Let's come out of that one. I've gone down one too many. Oh, back it up. Oh, I can't get out. Come on. There we go. So it's going to go under the thread. And there we go. I think that should be okay. Wrapped. Oh, beaders problems. There we go. And pull tight. You want to pull it really tight. And you're just going to go through them all again, just to reinforce that and to make it as tight. You may have to go through a couple of times just to make it really nice and tight. You want obviously that stone to stay in place, so go through a couple more times. Just pulling tightly. Can really see it's starting to tighten that little bezel now. You may find that depending on the brand that your little flat back stone might be a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller, so just be aware of that when you're adding them. There we go. As you can see now, that's all nice and tight. And my pieces looks like that on the back, it looks like this on the front, and I'm really pleased with that. I love these colours. They're such a nice colour. Them greens of the Navette stones really stand out against the pink. So okay, now am going to add, that's the piece finished. So you could essentially do what you want with that now. You could put a brooch back on it. I'd probably go through the center beads one more time just for reinforcement. But once that's done, I have weaved right around to the edge of one of my components. And remember, we left the 2 11s on the back, on the top of on the outside of the bezels. We're going to go to one of them. We're going to use one of them 11s to make these little double right angle weave loops to then add chain or whatever you want to. Now the thing is, you don't have to add them where I've added them. You could add one here and one here, and that, oh, I'm not on camera, let me show you that again. I was going to these two, but I was just saying that you don't have to do it there and there like I have. You could do it there and have chain or rope or whatever you want coming off either side. But like I said, you could actually just attach this to a little bit of maybe some backing, some leather or some, but then the black back's too pretty. But you could put a brooch back on that. You could maybe get one of the nice filigree brooch backs, or one of the nice filigree pieces that they also sell in beading school, and just attach it to that, because there is ones that you can get that automatically have brooch backs attached to them. So that would be really quite cool. I may have to try that. I'm pretty sure I've got one of them somewhere. So yeah, you could make a nice brooch that would look lovely in the summer with maybe like a summer scarf or whatnot. But yeah, we're going to weave through now, if you're making the pendant, to come to these little, and you want to make it the same as me obviously, to these little edge beads. I'm just going to reinforce that one more time though before I go, so I'll meet you there in a second. Okay, so I've got round to this top B coloured size 11, and I'm just going to pick up, let's see what colours I did in that one. Right, so I'm going to pick up 4 A beads, same way we did a double right angle weave earlier, 4 A beads, and I'm just going to come back into the B from the other side, like so. And I'm going to move forward into the first one, the first A bead I've just added. And then I'm going to pick up 1 B, I'm going to go into the next one along them A beads. And then I'm going to repeat that 3 more times, or twice more actually, only twice more, before jumping the bottom B that we've started from, like so. Like that. And then I'm going to weave through them all again, and then move my needle into this weave around. So come through there, go down them and into that one, so that I can then add a second loop on to add in my chain for this one. And again, I'm just going to add that little right angle weave loop, double right angle weave loop on this one here, so exactly the way we've just made the other one. Okay, and that is my pendant finished. Oh, I seem to have joined them. Okay, well that's fine, I'll fix that in a sec. So that's the pendant finished. It's very sturdy, but it still has a little bit of fluidity, and it does move. It's sturdy that it's not going to come out, but it will feel like components joined together, because essentially that's exactly what it is. So just be aware that if you're thinking, oh, that still feels a little bit loose, it might not be. It may just be that it's just the components are just, they can move. Obviously, if you wanted to tighten it even more, you could attempt, and I say attempt because them bezels are super tight, to go through all these outside beads again if you wanted to. But to be honest, I'm very happy with the way it feels. I'm very happy with the way this one is. And there are my 2 now Aster pendants, which I really love. I hope that you've enjoyed following this video with me. If you have, and you want to see more content from me, please hit the subscribe button, and drop this video a like. I'd be very appreciative of all of that. And that is everything from me today. Have a lovely rest of the day. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye.